with King Schmedwood, and this one is located on a rocky cliff overlooking the Irish Sea.
Olá pessoal, sejam bem-vindos ao meu canal. Meu nome é Natália, mas você pode me chamar de Nath. Eu adoro reagir e aprender sobre outros países, especialmente aqueles que são bem diferentes do meu em termos culturais e econômicos. Então, se você gosta desse tipo de conteúdo, fique à vontade para se inscrever. Eu vou adorar ter você por aqui. Bom, nesse vídeo eu vou reagir ao top 10 castelos no país de Gales. Então é isso, sem mais delongas, e vamos para a reação.
So hello everyone and welcome. In this video I'm going to show you 10 of the most amazing castles that you can see in Wales. So Wales is a country with a rich and fascinating history, and fun fact, Wales actually has more castles per square mile than any other country in the world. So it was very hard to narrow down this list, but I think you'll agree that these are some of the most impressive. So let's get started. So beginning with one of my personal favourites, and that is Conwy Castle. This medieval fortress was built by King Edward I of England in the 13th century as part of his conquest of Wales. The castle has famously been called one of the finest examples of military architecture in Europe, with its 8 iconic
Caramba! Se eu morasse nessa cidade, eu ia me sentir vigiada, porque o castelo é muito imponente.
massive towers that you can climb each and every one of them, by the way, so obviously we had to do that when we visited. The castle overlooks the beautiful town of Conwy and the River Conwy and offers stunning views of the mountains of Snowdonia to the south as well. So I absolutely love this castle, and in fact this part of Wales is home to so many beautiful castles, including Beaumaris Castle.
Eu amo esses laguinhos.
This is another masterpiece of King Edward I, and it's located on the Isle of Anglesey.
Esse é mais baixo. Que curioso, eu percebo que muitos castelos eles estão no topo. Muito bem posicionado e com vistas privilegiadas. Eu acredito que seja por uma questão de estratégia, de combate, de defesa. Porque naquela época, acho que muito da arquitetura, do design do castelo era voltado para isso, eu acredito.
Now you may notice that this castle looks a little bit unusual, with the towers being no taller than the walls and everything being quite short and stumpy in general. And that's because this castle was never actually completed due to lack of funds as well as lack of manpower. And it was never attacked or besieged, so exploring this castle is a very unique opportunity to see a 13th century castle halfway through construction. So now on to the next castle, which is Harlech Castle. Now I'm not even going to bother telling you who built this one, but it rhymes with King Schmedwood. And this one is located on a rocky cliff overlooking the Irish Sea.
Uau! É muito curioso porque realmente eles são bem posicionados. Bem posicionados. A vista é maravilhosa.
And it's most known for its role in several wars and rebellions, including the War of the Roses, when it was defended by Lancastrian forces, and they held out for 7 years inside this castle against Yorkist attacks, which I think gives you an idea of just how formidable this castle was. Fun fact, the sea actually used to come all the way up to this castle, and this gate here was actually used to unload supplies from ships to take up to the castle. But as you can see, that is definitely not the case anymore today. So this next castle is a little bit of a hidden gem, I think, located on a rocky hill overlooking the beautiful town of Llangollen in North Wales. So yeah, whilst exploring, we noticed some distant ruins, and we couldn't resist. So we started climbing the hill, which Ellie very much enjoyed doing. That was majestic.
I can't do it anymore, Alex.
And the views got better and better as we climbed, and eventually we got to Castell, Dinas, Bran. This castle's name means...
Gente, olha isso. Só no Reino Unido mesmo, pra você estar andando assim, ter uma colina e ser um castelo. Vocês são muito sortudos.
The Crow's Fortress, and legend has it that it was once home to Bran the Blessed, a mythical king who had a magic cauldron that could revive the dead.
Eu amo as lendas.
Okay, so one more castle in North Wales now before we head down to South Wales, and that is Criccieth Castle. This is a very small castle that has been captured by multiple people throughout its history, most famously Owain Glyndwr in 1404, who was the leader of the Welsh uprising to end English rule in Wales. Okay, so down to South Wales now, and down into the county of Carmarthenshire, and a bit of a unique one now because this is Laugharne Castle. It was a medieval castle that was later converted into a Tudor mansion. The castle's most famous resident was Dylan Thomas, the renowned Welsh poet who lived in a boathouse that you can actually still find.
Gente, é muito curioso porque a gente viu aqui que alguns castelos estavam em ruínas, né? Tinha um castelo que estava em ruínas, mas eu acho fascinante que vocês mantenham isso, porque as ruínas também é uma forma de deixar o próprio tempo contar a história e o próprio desgaste do tempo. Mas eu acho incrível também a forma como vocês mantêm isso, porque isso pode virar até um sítio arqueológico. Imagina quantas pessoas não gostariam de visitar essas ruínas. Eu mesmo adoraria ver isso em pessoa, porque eu acho que todos têm seu valor. Aqueles que são mais conservados em ruínas também. Todos fazem parte da história. Perfeito.
Near to the castle.
Dylan. Dylan. Dylan Thomas.
He lived here from 1949 to 1953 and wrote some of his best works there, such as Under Milk Wood and Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night. So as well as visiting this castle, his boathouse is a must visit, especially to see the views of the estuary that inspired so much of his writings. Now just next door to Laugharne Castle is Llansteffan Castle, another slightly lesser known one. It stands on a hill above the village of Llansteffan and offers panoramic views of Carmarthen Bay and the Towy River. It's completely free to visit as well, so me and my granddad had a great time exploring around this one. Now our next castle was once the seat of the powerful Welsh kingdom of Deheubarth. So this powerful Welsh realm ruled over most of South Wales in the 11th and 12th centuries, and this is Dinefwr Castle. The castle itself is relatively...
Gente, olha a largura dessas muralhas. Au! Eu me pergunto quanto tempo não deve ter levado para construir. Caramba!
Relatively small, but it's worth mentioning it is surrounded by a deer park and an ancient woodland, and the views from the tower of this castle are absolutely mind-blowing.
É muito bonita.
So before I get to the final castle of the video and my personal favourite castle of Wales, I must add, I just wanted to mention that if you are enjoying, please do feel free to leave a like and also leave a comment as well if you have any other castle suggestions that I haven't mentioned in this video, because with the massive amount of castles in Wales, I know I've missed a few good ones out. In fact, as a bonus honourable mention, how could I forget about Caerphilly Castle, which is located just 30 minutes north of Cardiff, Wales's beautiful capital city.
Tá muito bem conservado.
This castle is just incredible, especially its surroundings. My highlight is the tower.
Gente, essas janelas, isso é da época ou foi restaurado? É incrível.
Here that is somehow still standing, despite looking like it should have crumbled to the ground long ago. Harley, how did they build this castle?
I don't know. How?
Carefully.
Or what?
So yeah, there you go, a bonus mention before getting on to my final location of the video, and as I said, my personal favourite is Carreg Castle. It's an absolutely stunning castle that sits on a limestone crag above the river Cennen. It was built by a Welsh lord in the 13th century, and it was later captured by King Edward I, as well as having help from King Henry VIII. The castle's main attraction is its natural cave, which I actually had no idea about when I visited, but me and my granddad made sure to venture down into the dark, unlit cave, so that was a very fun adventure. I can't see anything. Luckily, I got a torch. Hold on.
Gente, olha o tipo de coisa que você pode fazer.
This cave actually leads to a spring that was once used as a water source. So obviously it doesn't go anywhere, you do have to come back up, but it's actually much bigger than I expected. And the castle also offers breathtaking views of the surrounding Brecon Beacons countryside.
You can see for miles.
Eu fico imaginando as pessoas que moravam nesse castelo na época, tipo, imagina a visão, né, privilegiada que elas tinham, podendo observar tudo, com um bom ponto de estratégia, de combate, de defesa, e ainda poder observar a natureza maravilhosa que está em volta. Uau! Eu preciso visitar esse lugar.
So that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this tour of the 10 castles in Wales that are my personal favourites. Obviously there are many more, but please do subscribe if you did enjoy. Check out my other videos from Wales. We've been all over this beautiful country over the years and have quite a lot of videos on it. So yes, thank you everybody for watching. We'll see you in the next one, and goodbye.
Gente, fascinante. Realmente, esse lugar é perfeito, porque tem muitos castelos aqui e muitos estão bem conservados. Eu fico pensando o quão rico deve ser visitar esses lugares, porque você vai absorver muita coisa, muita cultura, muito conhecimento. E é incrível também que vocês mantenham isso, porque isso, ao meu ver, é uma coisa que molda gerações. Acredito que muito do que vocês mantêm hoje é graças ao trabalho que vocês fazem, mas não somente na questão de conservar, né, na questão de conservação, mas na questão também de você estar instigando as gerações futuras a manter isso também, porque você vê uma coisa dessas é muito lindo. Você praticamente volta no tempo quando você vê um castelo assim. E tá muito bem conservado. O último dá até para você explorar ele, dá para você entrar dentro. Imagina isso. Em pleno século XXI, você poder fazer esse tipo de coisa. Eu fico doida com isso, porque aqui no Brasil a gente não tem nada disso, né? E assim, eu nem sabia que muitos desses castelos eram reais, até começar a ver isso em vídeos e coisas assim. Então, é fascinante. Vocês realmente tem sorte de poder absorver tanta cultura, tanto conhecimento de uma forma tão viva, né? De uma forma que vocês estão em um contato muito próximo com o que tem nos livros. Eu só vejo isso através dos livros, lendo. Quando eu chego aqui e vejo os vídeos, eu fico encantada. Mas essa foi a minha reação. Então, se você gostou, aproveita para se inscrever, ativa as notificações. Eu vou adorar ter você por aqui. Se você já foi inscrito, não esquece de ativar as notificações e deixar mais sugestões aqui embaixo nos comentários. Então é isso e a gente se vê no próximo vídeo. Tchau!